Hello, English learners. Welcome back to Talk English Now. I'm Sarah, and today we're going to focus on how you can strengthen your listening and speaking so that English feels more natural in your everyday life. Let's begin with a question. Have you ever felt lost in a conversation because someone spoke too quickly? Or maybe they used a phrase you'd never seen in a textbook. It happens to all of us when we're learning a new language. Imagine yourself at a small cafe. You walk up to the counter with confidence and say your order. But the cashier looks confused. You repeat yourself, but still they don't understand. At that moment, you start to feel nervous. This is such a common experience, and it shows us something important. Even when we know the words, listening and responding in real conversations is a skill we have to practice. I remember a story from a friend who traveled abroad for the first time. He knew a lot of English from school, but when he tried to order food, he wasn't understood. Another customer had to step in and repeat the word for him. It was a little embarrassing, but it also became an unforgettable lesson. He realized that pronunciation, rhythm, and listening all matter. That's why I want you to think of English not just as words and rules, but as a living experience that flows in conversations. The more you listen to natural English, the more confident you'll feel when it's your turn to speak. So let's practice together. Repeat after me slowly. I'd like to order a coffee, please. Go ahead, try it aloud. Very good. Now let's add another. Could you repeat that, please? Say it with me. Wonderful. These short, polite phrases are powerful tools in everyday life. Now, let's move to another moment that can be confusing. Picture yourself starting a new job in an English-speaking country. You meet friendly co-workers, but they talk quickly, use idioms, and sometimes interrupt each other. It feels overwhelming, but here's the truth. These are golden opportunities to learn. One phrase you'll often hear in workplaces is, "Let's wrap things up." At first, you might not know what it means, but with practice, you'll understand it simply means, "Let's finish." Notice how short phrases carry a lot of meaning. To help you feel comfortable in these situations, I want you to shadow me. Repeat after me with natural rhythm. Sorry, what does that mean? Excellent. Can you say that again? Perfect. When you practice these questions, you'll feel less afraid to speak up if you don't understand, and that builds real confidence. Now think of a travel situation. You arrive at an airport and go through immigration. The officer asks, "What's the purpose of your visit?" At first, that word purpose may feel intimidating, but really, it just means reason. So your answer can be simple. "I'm here for tourism," or "I'm visiting family." Let's try it together. "I'm here for tourism." Repeat it aloud. Very nice. "I'm visiting family." Say it with me. Great job. Practicing these short, clear sentences makes real conversations much easier. Let me share another quick story. A cousin of mine traveled for work and was asked, "Do you have anything to declare?" She froze. She thought it sounded legal and scary, but later she learned it simply meant, "Are you carrying food, alcohol, or large amounts of money?" It's these small phrases that can cause stress if you don't know them, but once you practice, they become natural. So here's your tip. When you hear a new phrase, don't just memorize its meaning. Pay attention to how it's used in real conversations. Repeat it all out and try to create your own sentence with it. Let's do this now. I'll say a phrase. You repeat. That'll be $5.50. Go ahead. Your turn. Great. Now another. For here or to go. Repeat it with me. Perfect. These are things you'll hear in cafés, so practice them until they feel natural. I want you to pause and imagine yourself actually standing at that cafe counter. You hear the barista say, "What can I get for you?" And you confidently reply, "I'd like a cappuccino, please." Do you feel how powerful that moment is? When you're ready for it, you speak with ease. Another area where learners often feel nervous is small talk. This means casual conversation in everyday life, like when a coworker asks, "How was your weekend?" At first, you may not know what to share. Should you give details? Should you keep it short? The key is balance. You could simply say, "It was good. I went to the park with my family," or "It was nice, I stayed home and relaxed." Both answers are simple, natural, and give the other person space to continue the conversation. Let's practice that. Repeat after me. "It was good. I went to the park with my family." Now you. Wonderful. "It was nice. I stayed home and relaxed." Very well done. Remember, small talk is not about deep personal sharing. It's about connecting with people. And when you add a simple question back, like, "What about you?" the conversation flows naturally. Try saying it with me. "What about you?" That short phrase is one of the most useful tools in everyday English. It shows interest and keeps the connection alive. Now, I want you to reflect for a moment. Have you ever been in a situation where someone asked you a casual question and you froze because you didn't know what to say? It happens. But the more you practice simple responses like these, the more confident you'll become. Here's another exercise for you. Repeat these short questions after me. How are you today? Your turn. Good. What have you been up to lately? Repeat it aloud. Excellent. The weather is really nice, isn't it? Say it with me. Fantastic. By practicing these little phrases out loud, you're training your brain and your tongue to respond naturally. Listening is also a key part of small talk. For example, if someone says, "The weekend was great, but I wish it was longer," they are giving you a little piece of information and leaving space for you to respond. You might say, "I know what you mean. Mine felt short, too." Or simply, "That sounds nice." Let's practice that response. That sounds nice. Repeat after me. Good. I know what you mean. Now you. Wonderful. Do you see how these tiny building blocks create a smooth conversation? It's not about long speeches. It's about short, natural exchanges that connect people. Before we move on, I want you to remember this. Every conversation you have, even if it's short or simple, is an opportunity to improve. Mistakes don't matter as much as effort. Every time you speak, you're training your brain to think in English. And here's a friendly reminder. If you're enjoying this lesson, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more daily English practice. It really helps you stay connected and motivated on your learning journey. All right, let's continue. When you listen carefully, you begin to notice how English is not just about vocabulary, but also about rhythm and flow. People connect their words, shorten them, and use tone to express meaning. And as you practice listening, you'll find yourself understanding much more than just the words. You'll feel the intention behind them. I want you to picture yourself in a busy city, maybe New York or London. You stop someone to ask for directions. You say, "Excuse me, could you please tell me how to get to the train station?" The person replies quickly, "Sure, go straight for 2 blocks, then take a left at the lights, and you'll see it on your right." Did you notice how much information was given in just a few seconds? The key is not to panic. Instead, train your ear to catch the important words like straight, 2 blocks, left at the lights, and on your right. Those keywords guide you, even if you don't understand every single word. Let's practice repeating those directions together. Go straight for 2 blocks. Say it with me. Good. Take a left at the lights. Now you. Excellent. You'll see it on your right. Repeat it aloud. Wonderful. These short phrases are the backbone of everyday conversations. Once you practice them, you'll recognize them immediately in real life. Now let's explore another everyday challenge. Handling problems politely. Imagine you check into a hotel, but the Wi-Fi isn't working. You call the front desk and say calmly, "Excuse me, the Wi-Fi in my room isn't working. Could you please help me?" The receptionist might reply, "I'm sorry to hear that. Let me check and see what I can do." Do you hear how polite and reassuring that response is? Learning how to express a problem clearly and listening for polite responses will make you feel more confident in these moments. Repeat after me. "Excuse me, the Wi-Fi isn't working. Your turn. Good. Could you please help me?" Excellent. The next time you face a small problem in English, try using these calm, polite phrases. They keep the conversation positive and productive. Let's move to another common scenario: ordering food. You walk into a cafe, and the barista greets you with, "What can I get for you today?" At first, this casual phrase might surprise you if you're used to more formal textbook English, but it's completely natural. You could reply, "I'd like a latte, please." And then the barista might ask, "For here or to go?" This simply means, "Are you drinking it here or taking it away?" Let's shadow that exchange together. "What can I get for you today?" Repeat it with me. Good. "I'd like a latte, please." Now you. Excellent. "For here or to go?" Repeat it aloud. Very nice. When you practice these real-life phrases, you're preparing yourself to feel confident instead of nervous. Now let's shift to the skill of making small talk in professional settings. Imagine you're in a meeting and your manager says, "Let's circle back to that point later." The first time you hear this, you might wonder what it means. But in business English, circle back simply means to return to a topic later. So here's a short exercise. Repeat this phrase after me. Let's circle back to that point later. Good. And now another one. Let's wrap things up. Repeat it with me. Excellent. These are natural, everyday business expressions. When you join meetings or conversations, listen carefully for these idioms and practice repeating them aloud. The more you say them, the more natural they'll feel. Now let's imagine a phone conversation. This is one of the trickiest areas for learners because you don't have facial expressions to help you. Everything depends on listening carefully. Picture calling customer service about your internet connection. The agent says, "Can you please describe the problem you're experiencing?" You might answer, "My connection keeps dropping and it's very frustrating." The agent could reply, "I understand. Let me run a test on your line." Notice the calm, polite tone. Phone conversations can feel stressful, but with practice, you'll learn to listen for keywords like describe, test, or connection. Let's practice. Repeat after me. Can you please describe the problem? Your turn. Good. My connection keeps dropping. Excellent. These practice sentences prepare you for real-life calls when you need to explain something clearly. Now let's try something a bit more relaxed. Imagine you're meeting someone new at a social event. They ask, "What do you enjoy doing in your free time?" You could say, "I love reading, hiking, and cooking new recipes." Sharing your hobbies is a simple but powerful way to practice English. So let's practice together. I love reading. Repeat it with me. Good. I enjoy hiking. Now you. Excellent. I like cooking new recipes. Repeat aloud. Wonderful. Whenever you share a piece of your life, you're not only practicing English, you're also building confidence in expressing yourself. Another useful area of practice is discussing travel situations. Imagine you're at the airport and you hear, "Due to bad weather, your flight will be delayed by 30 minutes. At first, that might sound formal, but once you know the keywords bad weather and delayed, you'll understand the meaning quickly. Repeat after me. Your flight is delayed. Now you. Good. Due to bad weather. Repeat it. Excellent. These short expressions give you the confidence to react calmly when you hear them in real life. Now let's practice short, interactive phrases you can use anywhere. Repeat after me. I appreciate your help. Very nice. I didn't catch that. Could you repeat it? Excellent. That sounds interesting. Good job. Do you notice how all of these are short and easy, yet they are some of the most powerful phrases in daily English? Let's add another exercise to strengthen your rhythm. I'll say a sentence, then pause for you to shadow me. I would love to join you. Your turn. Very good. That was a wonderful idea. Repeat it aloud. Excellent. The more you shadow natural sentences like these, the easier your speech will flow. I want you to think about this. Learning English is not about memorizing long lists of words. It's about learning how to use short, clear sentences in real situations. So every time you listen to a conversation, ask yourself, what are the useful phrases here? What can I repeat? What can I practice? By doing this consistently, you'll build a library of expressions in your mind that will come out naturally when you need them. And remember, English is not just about being correct. It's about being clear and confident, and every time you practice, you're one step closer to that goal. All right, let's keep going deeper together. Let's dive into another everyday situation that can challenge learners. Understanding accents. English is spoken all over the world, and the way people pronounce words can sound very different depending on where they are from. For example, American, British, and Australian speakers may use the same words but say them differently. When you first hear a new accent, it might feel confusing. But here's the key. Don't worry about catching every single word. Focus on listening for the main message and the important phrases. Let's practice with a simple sentence. Repeat after me. Could you say that again, please? Good. Now another. I didn't quite catch that. Repeat it aloud. Excellent. These polite requests are useful anywhere, and they buy you a little extra time to adjust your ear to the accent. I remember once asking for directions in New York. The person spoke very quickly. Yeah, just go straight, take a left at the lights, you'll see it on your right. I had to really focus to catch the details. What helped me was listening for the key words. Straight, left, lights, right. Once you train your ear this way, even fast speech becomes manageable. Let's practice that together. Repeat after me. Go straight ahead. Very nice. Turn left at the lights. Now you. Excellent. It's on your right. Repeat it aloud. Good work. Now let's move into conversations at work. Professional English often uses short expressions that are not found in textbooks. Imagine you're in a meeting and someone says, "We need to finalize the project timeline by Friday." Or another person says, "Let's summarize the key points." These phrases are common and practical. Let's shadow them together. We need to finalize the project timeline. Repeat with me. Great. Let's summarize the key point. Now you. Excellent. When you practice phrases like these, you'll feel ready for real meetings where speed and clarity are important. Let's switch scenes for a moment. Imagine yourself in a cafe in London on a cool morning. You step up to the counter and the barista says cheerfully, "What can I get you today?" This might feel casual, but it's normal in daily English. You can respond with confidence. "I'd like a cappuccino, please." Then you hear, "That'll be $3.50. Would you like a pastry with that?" In this moment, you realize how friendly and informal English can be in real life. Let's shadow that exchange together. "What can I get you today?" Repeat after me. Good. "I'd like a cappuccino, please." Now you. Excellent. "That'll be $3.50. Say it aloud. Perfect. Do you see how much easier it feels when you've practiced these everyday conversations? The more you prepare, the more natural it becomes. Now let's talk about small talk again, but this time in a social setting. Imagine you meet someone at a community event. They smile and say, "Lovely weather today, isn't it?" You can respond with, "Yes, it's beautiful. I love how bright it is." Let's practice that. Lovely weather today, isn't it? Repeat with me. Good. Yes, it's beautiful. Now you. Excellent. This kind of small talk may seem simple, but it's incredibly powerful for connecting with people. Let me share another example. A friend of mine moved abroad for work. She was nervous about speaking to new colleagues, especially in casual situations, but she quickly discovered that small talk about hobbies, weather, or the weekend was the easiest way to build connections. For instance, when someone asked her, "How was your weekend?" she responded, "It was good. I went to the park with my family." Then she added, "What about you?" That short question turned the conversation into a friendly exchange. Let's practice those responses together. It was good. I went to the park with my family. Repeat it aloud. Excellent. What about you? Now you. Very nice. Small talk isn't about giving perfect answers. It's about showing interest and keeping the conversation going. Now, let's imagine a different challenge, traveling abroad. You arrive at the airport and you hear an announcement. Due to inclement weather, your flight will be delayed by 30 minutes. If you don't know the word inclement, you might feel confused. But the key word here is delayed. Practice focusing on the most important words. Let's repeat. My flight is delayed. Say it aloud. Good. Due to bad weather. Now you. Excellent. This kind of listening practice helps you focus on meaning even when the words are new. Now let's move into a new area. Handling disagreements politely. Imagine you're talking with a friend about a current event and you don't agree with their opinion. Instead of becoming tense, you can say, "I see your point, but I have a different perspective." Let's shadow that. I see your point, but I have a different perspective. Repeat with me. Very good. Can we clarify our thoughts further? Now you. Excellent. These polite expressions keep conversations respectful, even when people disagree. Now let's practice storytelling. This is one of the best ways to improve both listening and speaking. Imagine you're telling a friend about a day when something unexpected happened. You might begin, "One day, I found myself lost in the city, and that experience taught me patience." Storytelling allows you to practice longer sentences, feelings, and details. Let's try. Repeat after me. One day, I found myself lost in the city. Now you. Excellent. That experience taught me patience. Repeat aloud. Very nice. When you practice storytelling, focus on painting a picture with words. Describe what you saw, how you felt, and what happened. For example, if you went to a concert, you might say, "The music was so loud, the crowd was cheering, and the energy was amazing." These descriptive sentences give life to your speaking. Let's repeat. The crowd was cheering. Your turn. Good. The energy was amazing. Repeat it. Excellent. Storytelling not only improves your fluency, but also makes conversations enjoyable. Let's pause for a moment to reflect. Every scenario we've practiced, cafés, airports, meetings, small talk, storytelling, gives you tools for real life. And the more you practice these tools aloud, the stronger your skills become. Remember, fluency is not about speaking perfectly. It's about speaking confidently, and confidence comes from practice. All right, let's keep building on this together. Let's explore another common area where English practice makes a big difference. Shopping. Imagine walking into a large store and needing help. You might approach a sales associate and say, "Excuse me, could you help me find the electronics section?" The associate may reply, "Yes, it's on the second floor near the home appliances." Notice how short and clear the answer is. When you practice polite questions like this, shopping becomes less stressful. Let's shadow that together. "Excuse me, could you help me find the electronics section?" Repeat it with me. Very good. "It's on the second floor." Now you... Excellent. Simple, polite language makes interactions smooth and natural. Now imagine you're in a restaurant and something is not quite right. Maybe your food hasn't arrived yet. You can politely ask, "Excuse me, could you check on my order?" This is clear, respectful, and easy to understand. Let's practice. "Excuse me, could you check on my order?" Repeat after me. Very nice. Being able to explain a small problem clearly is one of the most useful skills you can build. Now, let's shift into conversations about hobbies and interests. This is one of the best ways to connect with people and practice English in a relaxed way. Imagine someone asks you, "What do you enjoy doing in your free time?" You might answer, "I really enjoy reading and cooking new recipes." Let's repeat it together. I really enjoy reading. Now you... Excellent. I enjoy cooking new recipes. Say it aloud. Good job. Asking others about their hobbies also gives you practice. Try asking, "What do you like to do on weekends?" Or, "Do you enjoy sports?" Repeat with me. What do you like to do on weekends? Very good. Do you enjoy sports? Now you... Excellent. These short, clear sentences are easy to remember and open the door to natural conversation. Now picture yourself at a family dinner or a friendly gathering. Someone asks, "What was the best part of your day?" This is a simple question, but it gives you the chance to share something personal in English. You could reply, "I had a wonderful conversation with a new friend," or "I enjoyed a peaceful walk in the park." Let's practice those responses. I had a wonderful conversation with a new friend. Repeat it aloud. Very nice. I enjoyed a peaceful walk in the park. Now you... Excellent. Speaking about your day in English helps you use vocabulary that feels natural and connected to your life. Another area of practice is digital communication. These days we use emails, text messages, and video calls constantly. In a formal email, you might write, "Dear Mr. Smith, I hope this email finds you well." But in a casual message to a friend, you could simply say, "Hey, are we still meeting for dinner tonight?" Let's shadow those two styles. I hope this email finds you well. Repeat after me. Very good. Hey, are we still meeting for dinner tonight? Now you... Excellent. Notice the difference. Formal and polite versus casual and friendly. Being able to switch between these is a valuable skill. Now let's imagine a conversation in a doctor's office. The doctor asks, "How have you been feeling lately?" You could reply, "I've been feeling tired and having headaches." Let's practice that. I've been feeling tired. Repeat with me. Good. I've been having headaches. Now you. Excellent. Clear, simple communication in health situations is very important. Another everyday scenario is asking about transportation. Picture yourself in a new city and you want to take the bus. You can ask, "Excuse me, does this bus go downtown?" Let's shadow that. Does this bus go downtown? Repeat it aloud. Very nice. And if someone asks you, you can reply with short, clear directions. Yes, it does. Or, no, you need to take the number 10 bus. Repeat after me. Yes, it does. Now you... Excellent. You need to take the number 10 bus. Very good. These short exchanges are simple, but so useful in daily life. Now, let's think about cultural conversations. Maybe you attend an art exhibition and the curator says, "This painting reflects the artist's emotions during a time of change." You could ask, "What inspired this style?" Let's practice. What inspired this style? Repeat after me. Good. These kinds of questions build your vocabulary in areas like art, culture, or history, and they also show curiosity. Think of your own favorite activity or interest. How would you describe it in English? Maybe you enjoy music. You could say, "I love listening to jazz because it's relaxing." Let's shadow that. I love listening to jazz because it's relaxing. Now you, excellent. When you talk about things you're passionate about, your English flows more naturally. Now imagine participating in a group discussion or debate. One person says, "I believe social media has changed the way we communicate." You can respond, "I agree, but I also think it has created challenges." Let's repeat. I agree, but I also think it has created challenges. Now you, very good. Polite disagreement is an important skill. It keeps conversations balanced and respectful. Now let's practice more interactive phrases that help you in discussions. Repeat after me. That's an interesting point. Good. Could you explain that further? Now you... Excellent. I see what you mean. Say it aloud. Very nice. These part races give you confidence to participate actively in conversations. Remember, fluency is not only about talking. It's also about listening and responding naturally. I want you to pause here and think about all the situations we've practiced so far. Cafés, shopping, airports, workplaces, family dinners, cultural events. Each one gives you a chance to build confidence and improve your listening and speaking. The more you practice these scenarios aloud, the more your brain gets used to forming sentences quickly and clearly. Don't worry if you make mistakes. Mistakes are part of learning. What matters is that you keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep listening. And every time you do, you are getting closer to fluency. All right, let's continue building on these skills together. Let's step into another everyday situation, making plans with friends or coworkers. Imagine someone says, "Are you free on Thursday evening?" You can respond, "Yes, I'm free. Let's meet after work." Or, "I'm not sure yet. Let me check my schedule." Let's practice together. Yes, I'm free. Let's meet after work. Repeat with me. Very good. I'm not sure yet. Let me check my schedule. Now you, excellent. When you practice simple responses like these, you'll feel ready for real social invitations. Now picture yourself at a dinner party where the conversation is light and friendly. Someone says, "Italian food is the best, don't you think?" You can agree by saying, "Yes, I love Italian food. The flavors are amazing." Or you can politely share a different opinion. "I like Italian food, but I prefer Thai because of the spices." Let's shadow both. "Yes, I love Italian food. The flavors are amazing." Repeat after me. Very nice. "I like Italian food, but I prefer Thai because of the spices." Now you, excellent. See how easy it is to compare ideas politely. This builds both your vocabulary and your confidence. Now let's imagine a spontaneous situation. You're walking outside and suddenly it starts to rain heavily. Your friend says, "Looks like we're in for a downpour." You can respond, "Let's find some shelter quickly." Repeat after me. "Looks like we're in for a downpour." Now you, good. "Let's find some shelter quickly." Excellent. These quick, natural reactions prepare you for real-life conversations that happen suddenly. Let's move on to practicing polite requests. Picture yourself in a cafe and you want the waiter's attention. You can say, "Excuse me, could I have the menu, please?" Or, "Could you bring me some water, please?" Let's practice. "Excuse me, could I have the menu, please?" Repeat it aloud. Very good. "Could you bring me some water, please?" Now you, excellent. Politeness is a big part of natural English, and practicing these phrases will help you sound confident and respectful. Now think about conversations with coworkers in a professional setting. Someone might say, "Can everyone confirm their availability for a meeting tomorrow?" You can respond, "I'm available, and I'll send a calendar invite." Repeat with me. "I'm available, and I'll send a calendar invite." Good. Or maybe in a meeting, your manager says, "Let's wrap up with our final thoughts." You can respond, "I think the project is going well, and I'm excited for the next steps." Practice that. "I think the project is going well, and I'm excited for the next steps." Repeat aloud. Excellent. These sentences may seem formal at first, but once you repeat them, they'll feel natural in your speech. Now let's switch to travel situations again. Imagine you're at a hotel reception desk. The clerk says, "Good morning, how may I assist you today?" You could answer, "I'd like to check in, please." Yeah, or "I need to renew my reservation." Let's shadow these. "I'd like to check in, please." Now you, very nice. "I need to renew my reservation." Repeat it aloud. Excellent. These short exchanges are very common when you travel, and practicing them makes your journey smoother. Now let's explore a situation at a bookstore. You ask, "Could you recommend a good mystery novel?" And the clerk replies, "Certainly, this bestseller has a captivating story." Repeat with me. "Could you recommend a good mystery novel?" Now you, good. "This bestseller has a captivating story." Excellent. This type of polite exchange teaches you descriptive adjectives like captivating or interesting that you can use in other conversations too. Now, let's step into a group discussion. Imagine someone says, "In my opinion, social media has made life easier, but also more distracting." You can respond with, "I agree it's helpful, but it can waste a lot of time." Let's practice. I agree, it's helpful, but it can waste a lot of time. Repeat aloud. Very good. Being able to give your opinion politely helps you participate in deeper conversations. Now, let's shift to storytelling again. Imagine you're sharing a personal memory with a friend. You might begin, "One weekend, I went hiking in the mountains, and it was such a refreshing experience." Let's shadow that. One weekend, I went hiking in the mountains. Now you, excellent. It was such a refreshing experience. Repeat aloud. Very good. Adding details makes your stories interesting and helps you practice past tense naturally. Now let's add another layer. Imagine you're explaining your future plans. You could say, "Next month I'm planning to travel to Paris." Or, "I'm going to start a new project at work." Let's practice. Next month, I'm planning to travel to Paris. Repeat it. Great. I'm going to start a new project at work. Now you. Excellent. When you practice using both past and future sentences, you strengthen your fluency and flexibility. Now let's practice common polite responses that work in many situations. Repeat after me. That sounds great. Good. I'd be happy to help. Excellent. I really appreciate it. Now you. Very nice. Do you feel how natural these short phrases are? They're simple, but they're powerful in everyday life. Another area that helps your listening is paying attention to contractions. Native speakers often say, "I'm gonna," instead of "I'm going to," or "wanna," instead of "want to." Hearing these can be confusing at first, but once you practice them, they become easier to understand. Let's shadow them carefully. I'm gonna call my friend. Repeat it aloud. Good. Do you want to join us? Now, you. Excellent. Getting used to natural speech patterns will help you follow conversations more easily. Now imagine you're at a community meeting. Someone says, "I think the new park renovations are fantastic." You can respond with, "Yes, I agree. The improvements are wonderful." Let's practice. Yes, I agree. The improvements are wonderful. Repeat after me. Very good. This type of positive, supportive response makes conversations flow naturally. Before we continue, let's pause for a moment. Think about how much progress you've made just by repeating and shadowing these phrases with me. Each repetition strengthens your confidence. Each example prepares you for real conversations. Let's imagine a situation many learners face. Joining a conversation where people are already talking. It can feel intimidating, but there are simple ways to join in. You might start by saying, "That's interesting. Could you tell me more about it?" Or, "I agree with that point, and I'd like to add something." Let's practice. "That's interesting. Could you tell me more about it?" Repeat with me. Very good. "I agree with that point, and I'd like to add something." Now you. Excellent. These phrases are polite ways to enter a conversation naturally. Now think about those moments when you need to express uncertainty. Maybe you don't know the answer right away. You can use phrases like, "I'm not sure, but I think," or "Let me think about that for a moment." Repeat after me. I'm not sure, but I think. Good. Let me think about that for a moment. Now you. Excellent. These short expressions buy you time to organize your thoughts while still keeping the conversation flowing. Let's shift to another common situation. Asking for help. Imagine you're in a store and you can't find something. You might say, "Excuse me, could you help me find this item?" Let's shadow it. "Excuse me, could you help me find this item?" Repeat aloud. Very good. The person may answer, "Of course, it's right over here." Let's repeat that. "Of course, it's right over here." Now you. Excellent. When you practice these polite exchanges, you'll feel less nervous in real life. Now imagine you're having a casual chat with a neighbor. They ask, "How are things with you?" You could reply, "Things are going well, thanks for asking." Or, "It's been a busy week, but I'm doing fine." Repeat with me. "Things are going well, thanks for asking." Good. "It's been a busy week, but I'm doing fine." Now you. Excellent. Notice how these answers are friendly but simple. You don't have to give long details to sound natural. Let's practice describing experiences in the past. Imagine a friend asks, "What did you do yesterday?" You could say, "I went shopping and cooked dinner at home." Repeat aloud. "I went shopping and cooked dinner at home." Very good. Now let's practice describing future plans. Imagine someone asks, "What are you doing this weekend?" You might say, "I'm going to visit some friends," or "I'm planning to relax and watch a movie." Repeat with me. "I'm going to visit some friends." Good. "I'm planning to relax and watch a movie." Now you. Excellent. Practicing past and future tenses in short sentences builds fluency step by step. Now, let's shift to handling misunderstandings politely. Imagine someone explains something and you don't fully understand. Instead of staying quiet, you can ask, "Could you explain that again, please?" Or, "I didn't quite get that. Could you repeat it?" Let's shadow those. "Could you explain that again, please?" Repeat after me. Very good. "I didn't quite get that. Could you repeat it?" Now you. Excellent. Polite clarification shows that you're engaged and willing to learn. Now picture yourself in a professional discussion. Someone says, "We need to come up with creative solutions." You could respond, "That's a great idea. Let's brainstorm some options." Repeat with me. "That's a great idea. Let's brainstorm some options." Very nice. These short professional responses prepare you for meetings, classes, or group projects. Let's move into storytelling practice again. Imagine you're sharing about a weekend trip. You might say, "Last weekend, I visited the beach and the weather was beautiful." Repeat aloud. "Last weekend, I visited the beach and the weather was beautiful." Good. Adding small details like beautiful weather or delicious food makes your stories more engaging. Now let's explore how to express feelings. Sometimes it's hard to describe emotions in a new language, but practicing short sentences helps. Repeat with me. "I felt really happy about that." Good. "It was a little frustrating." Now you. Excellent. I was surprised by the result. Repeat aloud. Very good. Expressing emotions helps you connect with people on a deeper level. Now imagine you're in a group and someone asks for your opinion. They say, "What do you think about this idea?" You could respond, "I think it's interesting, but maybe we could try another approach." Let's practice. I think it's interesting, but maybe we could try another approach. Repeat it with me. Excellent. This kind of response shows both respect and your own perspective. Now let's practice social phrases you'll hear often. Repeat after me. That's so kind of you. Good. It was great talking to you. Now you. Excellent. Have a wonderful day. Repeat aloud. Very nice. These everyday phrases make conversations warm and friendly. Let's pause and reflect again. By practicing all these little exchanges, you're training yourself to think faster in English. When the situation happens in real life, your brain will remember the phrase because you've already said it out loud. Think of it like building muscle memory. The more you repeat useful phrases, the more natural they become. So remember this. Fluency is built through practice, not just by studying, but by speaking, listening, and repeating. And every time you do, you're one step closer to speaking English confidently. Let's keep going with even more practice examples. Let's imagine another scenario. You're in a cafe and you meet someone new. They ask, "What do you do for work?" You can answer simply, "I work in marketing," or "I'm a student studying computer science." Let's practice together. I work in marketing. Repeat with me. Very good. I'm a student studying computer science. Now you. Excellent. These short, clear answers keep the conversation flowing and give the other person a chance to ask more questions. Now picture yourself in a job interview. The interviewer asks, "Why do you want to work here?" You might respond, "I admire your company's values, and I believe my skills are a good match for this role." Let's shadow that. I admire your company's values. Now you. Good. My skills are a good match for this role. Repeat aloud. Excellent. When you practice professional phrases like these, you'll feel more confident in formal conversations. Let's move into expressing opinions on everyday topics. Imagine you're talking with a friend and they say, "I think online learning is better than traditional classes." You could reply, "I see your point, but I prefer learning in person because it feels more interactive." Repeat with me. I see your point, but I prefer learning in person. Very nice. This polite structure helps you disagree without sounding rude. Now let's shift into talking about daily routines. Someone might ask, "What's your morning like?" You could say, "I usually wake up early, have breakfast, and go for a walk before starting work." Repeat aloud. I usually wake up early, have breakfast, and go for a walk before starting work. Excellent. Talking about routines gives you practice with the present tense and common daily activities. Let's add some practice with feelings and opinions. Repeat after me. That was a wonderful experience. Very good. I found it really helpful. Excellent. I wasn't sure at first, but then I enjoyed it. Now you. Perfect. These phrases are useful when you're sharing thoughts about movies, books, events, or even conversations. Now imagine you're traveling and need help in an unfamiliar city. You ask, "Excuse me, is there a pharmacy nearby?" Someone replies, "Yes, it's just around the corner." Repeat with me. "Excuse me, is there a pharmacy nearby?" Now you, "Excellent. It's just around the corner." Repeat aloud, "Very good." These practical phrases are short but very powerful for travel. Let's practice polite ways to end a conversation. Sometimes you need to leave, but still want to sound friendly. You can say, "It was nice talking to you. I hope we can chat again soon." Or, "I really enjoyed our conversation. Take care." Repeat after me. "It was nice talking to you." Very good. "I really enjoyed our conversation. Take care." Now you, excellent. Ending conversations politely is just as important as starting them. Now let's build confidence with positive affirmations you can use in English. Repeat with me. I'm improving every day. Good. I'm becoming more confident in English. Now you, excellent. I can communicate clearly and naturally. Repeat aloud. Wonderful. Saying these sentences aloud helps you believe in your progress and keeps you motivated. Now, let's imagine you're in a discussion group and someone asks, "What's your opinion on technology in daily life?" You can say, "I think technology makes life easier, but it's important to take breaks." Repeat after me. I think technology makes life easier, but it's important to take breaks. Very good. When you practice sharing balanced opinions, you strengthen your ability to join deeper conversations. Another important area is expressing gratitude. Simple phrases like, "Thank you so much for your help," or "I really appreciate your time," make a strong impression. Repeat with me. Thank you so much for your help. Now you, excellent. I really appreciate your time. Very good. Gratitude is universal, and these short phrases make you sound polite and confident. Now picture yourself telling a story about a funny moment. You could say, "I tried to order food, but I said the wrong word, and everyone laughed. It was embarrassing, but also funny." Let's shadow it. I tried to order food, but I said the wrong word. Repeat aloud. Good. It was embarrassing, but also funny. Now you, excellent. Sharing little stories like this not only practices past tense, but also helps you connect with people. Let's finish with some powerful conversation starters you can use anywhere. Repeat after me. How has your day been so far? Very good. What do you usually do on weekends? Now you, excellent. Have you read any good books lately? Repeat aloud. Wonderful. These open-ended questions keep conversations going and show interest in the other person. Now take a deep breath and think about everything we've practiced together. You've gone through greetings, small talk, daily routines, professional exchanges, travel conversations, storytelling, polite disagreements, and expressing opinions. Each one is a stepping stone toward fluency. Remember this: fluency doesn't mean perfection. It means being clear, being confident, and being willing to communicate. every mistake is just another opportunity to learn. I want to encourage you to keep practicing a little every day, even 5-10 minutes of repeating phrases aloud or listening to natural English can make a big difference over time. And most importantly, enjoy the journey. English is not just a subject to study, it's a tool to connect with people, share your ideas, and open new opportunities in your life. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I'm really proud of the effort you've made. Every word you repeated, every phrase you practiced has brought you closer to your goal. Keep going, keep practicing, and trust yourself. You are becoming more fluent every single day. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell icon so you don't miss future lessons. I'll see you in the next one.